Oh, sorry, one sec here. Whoops, LinkedIn says you're not approved for LinkedIn Live. It's only available for a limited group of members. Okay. Let's just go remove this destination from the broadcast. Okay, remove, save changes. Okay, so today, okay, save changes. Okay, we are live. So hi Denise, how are you doing?
I'm great, thanks, Cassidy. How are you?
Awesome. So it's our first live broadcast, so we're just figuring all of this out, but we are getting with today's time. So I'm glad to see you here. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for doing this.
Awesome. So today our discussion is going to be about leadership. So for everyone that's watching, this will give a nice sneak peek into the culture of our organization. And so for you, Denise, first off, you are the lead managing broker for our group of 7 REMAX offices. So I wanted to ask you what your take on leadership is. What do you feel makes a great leader?
Okay. Well, I'm going to start with a quote from from Remax's CEO, Adam Contos, and he says, "To be a leader today, hang on one sec. Don't sit and watch. Stand up and be the guiding light in your business, community, and family." Which I think just encapsulates everything right now, especially with COVID-19. We need to be authentic. We need to be present. We need to be positive. We need to be proactive and be that guiding light for our realtors, our employees, our community. That's what I think a leader needs to be right now, and I think it's always been that way. I think a good leader, should be that. But that quote from Adam just kind of wrapped it up in a nice little nutshell for me.
Yeah, and what I think is great about that is exactly how he led, especially, you especially saw it during COVID. He just stood up, he took action, he set the agents in the right direction, and there was no waste in time, and so I think that was totally accurate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he did a great job. Very authentic.
Yeah, absolutely. And so why do you think strong, impactful leadership is important to our agents?
Well, I think, in any situation, I mean, a good, strong leader builds trust. That's probably the biggest thing. And, if you want your followers, if you want to call them that, to do certain things, you need to be, you need to build trust. If they're going to, jump off a cliff, they need to have trust that, you know what you're doing if they're going to do that for you. But, in these times when, fear has been a big part, having that trust that they know that you've got their back, they know that you've got their back. They know that they can call you and they're going to be able to work through a problem with you. They're going to collaborate with them. I mean, my role is not to just give them the answers. My role is to help them come up with the solutions themselves. So if they trust you, then they're very willing to engage in those conversations and build their businesses based on that, knowing that not only am I behind them, the brand's behind them, and then they can move forward.
Yeah, I think that's so important, and I especially think as agents, being that they're all entrepreneurs, they need a bit of an anchor and a little bit of a guiding light to kind of set them in the right direction. And they want a leader that gives them confidence in the decisions they're making in their business, in the decisions they're making to grow their business, and how to move through challenging times or difficult scenarios in their business. So yeah, you're spot on. Trust is super important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Denise, you've been with REMAX for quite some time now. What can you say has stayed consistent within the organization, and what for you has changed?
Well, what has stayed consistent? There's two things that I see as being really consistent, and one is the strength of the brand of REMAX globally. As you know, it's in over 100 countries around the world. It's the most widely recognized real estate sign, and that has been very, very consistent throughout all the years that I've been with REMAX. And secondly, their focus is on the agents. It's always been very agent centric. And when I joined Remax, I had come from another brokerage, a well-known name that has a great reputation. But what the difference I noticed was how much more agent-centric Remax was. So again, the focus is on what can they do for their agents? How can they help their businesses? How can they add value to the agent's experience with Remax, and how they build their businesses on that? So those are the two things that have been very, very consistent. What has changed is I would say at the top, the leadership. Remax, the founder and his wife, the co-founder, they've been in place since the inception of Remax, and they've run a very, very successful company. They saw the changes coming in the industry a few years back, and so they made some moves, including hiring Adam Contos, that I quoted earlier, as the CEO, and Nick Bailey as the CCO. So these two guys are, I think, in their early 40s. They're young. They got families. They're you and I. They're no different than anybody. And what the owners, Dave and Gail Linegar, saw was the strength in the business that they had already brought to the forefront, but the changes that needed to be made to take it into the future. And so by bringing these two gentlemen on, they've been able to do that. They're still in the background. They're still there as consultants, but they're watching that business that they built, such a great, strong brand, continue with all those old traditional values that were built into it, and now adding the future to it. So those are the things that I'm seeing change. Technology is huge. We're leaders in technology. We're even buying tech companies to ensure that our agents have first go at these things, and that they're the only ones with that specific technology. So changing very quickly in that regard.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I know Adam really definitely values technology, which is why we're seeing that come into action here at Remax, and we're seeing some really exciting things come around the corner. So I think Dave and Gail have done a great choice in selecting a great leader for the organization.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I wanted to share just an excerpt from Adam Contos, the CEO of Remax, who we've been speaking about. And if you know nothing about Adam, I think this is just kind of a nice overview to give you a bit of a glimpse into who he is as a leader. So he says, I used to run a SWAT team in my previous career. We'd kick in doors, blow things up, save people. Now as the CEO of Remax Holdings, my professional life is completely different. My approach, however, remains the same. My goal always is to break down barriers, blow up conventional thinking, and help as many people as possible achieve success. It defines who I am as an entrepreneur. It's how I choose to lead Remax, the top brand in real estate. It's why I choose to start every day with a win, to create habits and build momentum while working toward better opportunities for those I serve. In my experience, leadership is about mindset, about being a we rather than a me. It's about knowing when to break the rules, why it's important to challenge the status quo, and how to inspire others to achieve their own greatness. So, Denise, I know that you follow Adam closely. I think that that's a really nice summary as to who he is and how he leads.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's it in a nutshell, really. And it's not; those aren't just words; those are his actions as well. And he's very, he's very approachable. He's very authentic, and he's there. We have had our Zoom calls going twice a week. Right into August. I think we did 15 or 16 weeks straight through COVID, and an email to his assistant asking if he would by any chance be available to come onto our Zoom call was responded with a yes. And not only did we get Adam, but we got Nick Bailey, the CCO, and they were with us for 45 minutes. It was a great call. And, they're just down to earth guys. They're just you and I, and, casual, authentic, real. And the fact that they will make the time when they're running a global company, an international company, that they would make the time to come on our Zoom call just spoke volumes to who they are. And they're an inspiration. As you say, the messaging about mindset and how to build businesses. I mean, they speak on a number of different topics, pretty much anything. There's no hold barred as to what they'll talk about. And they really are an inspiration to our agents to do just that, kick down a few doors, be courageous, and lead the charge. They're giving us all the tools and all the incentive to do that. So we just need to follow suit. And that's what RE/MAX agents do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was an awesome meeting for the office to have the leaders from the top just tell the agents what the best agents in the RE/MAX network are doing and to inspire them along those lines. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it really was. Really was.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, this is great information, I think, for everyone. For all of our viewers that want to kind of dive a little bit deeper into kind of who Adam is or the leadership team at RE/MAX, there's a couple ways to do so. Every Tuesday, Adam Contos releases a podcast called Start with a Win. He just had his 100th episode, which I listened to with Gary Vaynerchuk. Also every Thursday, Adam does a live video on Facebook. He's got a great Facebook account. Thursday mornings, he releases a segment called Mind Body Business. So it's a really holistic approach to business, which I think is really important for agents, entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And then Tuesdays, there's a program called Good Morning RE/MAX that's aired live on the We Are RE/MAX Facebook page, and that's put on by Nick Bailey, this Chief Customer Officer at RE/MAX. So he interviews interesting people that share all sorts of insight about real estate, and oftentimes will interview top producers and other industry experts. So it's a great segment that runs every week. So take a look at those. And Denise, thank you so much for your insight. I really appreciate you joining.
Thank you. It's great. Thanks, Cassidy.